Let's just update you on what's been going on elsewhere. Look at that. Leipzig 5-0 against Club Brugge. That is their highest scoring result in European football. Manchester City, with Sterling and Jesus getting on the score sheet, beat Paris Saint-Germain 2-1. They topped their group. Atletico Madrid, as you saw, lost out to AC Milan. Liverpool, with that dominant second half, beat Porto 2-0. Ajax have topped their group, having beaten Besiktas away from home. Sporting have gone through, having beaten Dortmund. Dortmund have not qualified for the knockout stages. Inter Milan and Real Madrid have also qualified for the knockout stages. It's been a very eventful night indeed.
Jurgen, you wanted a good game, you got a good game, better kind of as it went. Is that fair?
Well, it was good. It was good. We could have done better. We could have been more calm in the first half, especially in our potentially goal-scoring situations where we were a bit hectic, which is not unusual when you put a team together which is not played together now all the time. But you can see in this situation as well the desire of the boys to win the game. I think some people might have thought that we play only a little bit how can you say that, an easy game or something like that, but we were not here for that. Anfield is sold out means we won a goal, and that's what the boys did. We won the game, 2 exceptional goals, absolutely. So as I said, it's so important. So many good things happened tonight, like performance-wise, individually. Players could get minutes, rhythm, confidence, all these kind of things. Nobody got hurt. We could bring the right players. Dr. Schlumberger, our rehab head of rehab, gave Millie 15 minutes. That's what he said. Imagine that, you go in the game and say, okay, Millie can play 15 minutes. So we gave him, I think, 12, 13. And that was good. Hendo could play. Robbo came on, which is good. And so, how I said, it's really the right player could get rested. I think for Trent it's important that he doesn't play constantly, and for Virgil obviously as well. So all good.
Does Millie not like Milan with the strange yellow card at the end? Does he not want to make the trip, or?
I have no idea, to be honest. It's Millie. What can I say? He's actually too old to criticize him for these kind of things, but it's he got a yellow card in that situation. It shows on one side, of course, that he obviously is, when he's on a pitch, he just forgets everything around, and but about the rest you have to ask himself.
Yeah, and I imagine it's a night where a manager can learn things about individuals, about combinations. You can take things away and they'll learn about each other. Some of the younger players, some of the inexperienced players. Yeah,
absolutely. So if you're in our squad, you are a good football player. That's how it is. If I'm long enough in the business that I would not throw a player in the game, and I think he's not ready for it. So, for example, with Nico, we know that he can play on that level. And but with Tyler, the world out there might have been surprised, and he did exceptionally well.
You left him on, huh?
Yeah. Of course, he's fit, and there was no need to rest him for whatever. So he is a good player. But I'm really pleased for him that he could put a performance like this in.
Another good night at Anfield.
Thank you.
And it was a beautiful goal, wasn't it? We will look at it in a moment. But how important was tonight for those players to win that game? Because I'm assuming Klopp's going to be relying on his wider squad over the coming months, is he not, with the busy fixture list in December?
Yeah, and then thinking further afield, January, African Cup of Nations, so you're losing another couple of players, maybe a few players there. Inevitably you have to do that. Liverpool's problem is if you lose 8 or 9 players. I think 15, 16 players are exceptional, as good as anything in the league. But I think last season, as we saw, when you get even more injuries and injuries to key players as well, that's when it's a problem. That's when the likes of Chelsea and Manchester City in the Premier League probably have more depth in their squad. But they're starting sort of, the group of 15, 16 are absolutely exceptional. 1 or 2 extras came in today, a couple of young lads as well.
It was lovely to see, wasn't it?
Which is great to see, and a great time to be able to do it. And they've earned that because, as I say, 4 wins out of 4 prior to tonight has enabled them to do that. And then it brings a smile on your face when you see the next generation of players, because they could be, 5, 6 years, they could be the mainstays in the team. And we're talking about the next generation coming through again.
We'll have the perfect 2 in the studio here to talk us through that spectacular goal from Thiago. As Matt Smith said to him, there can't be any feeling that's sweeter than this, because that was a sensational goal, wasn't it?
No, do you know what? It's one of those strikes that you could look at this from every angle and you could spend 10 minutes on it, because It was so pure. And I think it's the one from behind the goal. You see it. It's such a difficult skill to keep that down. This is the angle here. He's got players' bodies in the way for him to control this one. The technique, to keep that low, right as far in the corner as you can possibly go. It's just a delightful strike from such a wonderful technical player.
You both hit a few like that in your time.
No. It's virtually impossible to hit it like that, see. But I'm telling you, there's only one or two players on that pitch that could have scored that goal. He is such a technician. He's such a sweet striker of the ball. It's if that ball was bounced and you're saying, right, one player to hit it, I would have immediately said, Thiago, you want him, Thiago, lacing that ball. And it was just perfect. It was almost like a skimmer, wasn't it? You could just see it fizzing across the pitch. Wow. And look at the way he angles his body. He almost runs around. It gets to the left to open his body out so he can really sweep.
Yeah, such a difficult technique. The amount of times you see that blazed over the crossbar from that angle. And it doesn't even look like he's trying to hit it too hard. It's just all about controlling the ball. And like you say, he hit it with the outside of the foot to keep that, the backspin on it. It was delightful strike.
How many times do you think he'll watch that back?
He probably does it every day in training anyway. I mean, he's that type of player, isn't he? He's he's a player's player, I think. When you see him in training, that type of player, I think the players that play alongside him probably appreciate him more than the stats will say or fans will give him credit for, things like that, because he's different. He is a real baller, isn't he? There's only a few that come you play alongside throughout your career, really. Someone that's just different to everyone else.
Do you know what? It's similar to like a Luka Modric or something like that. I played with him at Tottenham. A player that won't get you, lots of goals a season. He's not going to make loads of tackles. In the stats, he's probably not as good as some of the others, but when you watch him as a footballer, you just know the talent and the ability he's got, the way he can dictate games. It is nice. It's beautiful to watch.
It is beautiful to watch. Then Mo Salah doubled the lead. Great ball in initially from Tyler Morton.
Yeah, Tyler just checking his shoulder there, you see, and a long sweeping ball. Defender will probably be disappointed he didn't cut it out, but after this, Salah does a little back heel, then a nice little bit of movement, then he doesn't touch it after that. Just a little sway of the body, sends the defender on his back, and then he sweeps it into the near post. The game is not complete at Anfield without a Mo Salah goal.
Yeah, they don't cover themselves in glory, Porto, I have to say. I'm sure the defender looks like he's been shot. And then, but having said that, it was beautiful. What is he doing, the defender there? But, nice little swivel from Salah, great pass from Henderson, and that was game over, really, because you just didn't think that Porto were coming back from that.
He is just a player that is full of confidence. He's at his peak right now, is he not?
Yeah, he's in the perfect age. He's experienced. He came to Liverpool having done the hard yards, really, found his feet, struggled a bit at Chelsea, got let go, then started really developing his career in Italy. And then he's come as the finished project. So, he's going to break all kinds of records if he stays on this level. And he's so fit and strong. I can't see him really, taking a nosedive. He's still in his 20s. He's got years to go.
He's one of those players as well, like Ronaldo and Messi, who never seem to get rested. Like tonight, for instance, perfect opportunity to rest them. But he wants to play every single minute. He wants to break records. He's got that about him, and it's amazing. It really is.
And actually, Liverpool are scoring goals for fun at the moment. They have equalled their record. As you can see there, 55 goals in all competitions. That's across 19 games. And that's incredible.
It's an incredible team, and it has been for a good few years now. And, you don't see any signs of it dipping. You've got world-class players all over the place. You've got an unbelievable manager with a great squad. The stadium's brilliant. Every team, or lots of teams, go through, ups, downs, peaks, troughs. It's just the most amazing time. These last few years, amazing time to be a Liverpool fan. And of course, the key now is trying to make that period of time last as long as possible, because there's so much competition now, more than ever, in the world of football. But Liverpool are right on top. And as I said earlier, if you're asking any team in this competition, who don't you want to draw in the next, once the knockouts period comes in, it's Liverpool. Because if you go to Anfield, you've got no chance.
There's nothing like it, a European night at Anfield, is there? We did hear from the Ox. We spoke about him in our pre-match show.
Sometimes a match that perhaps doesn't matter. Alex, can look like a match that doesn't matter, but you grew into that nicely.
Yeah, that was one of the main things that the manager said, and as a group we wanted to come out here tonight, approach it properly, professionally, and we want to win the game. It's important to keep standards up, especially off the back of the weekend with a good performance. We wanted to put in another one today. We made changes, and it was important that everyone came in and did a good job and carried on the winning way. So yeah, I think it was professional, and in the end 3 points is what we wanted, and that's what we got.
How important is it perhaps for both of you to get a number of games in succession?
Yeah, I think I don't know if you want me to answer that. I think it's you want to play as much as you can, and games in successions where the rhythm comes from, the fitness comes from, and you grow into things. So for me personally, it's great. T coming back from injury, I'm sure he'd say the same thing. But no, it's really good having him back. I think tonight was important as well with young Tyler, having Thiago and myself with a bit of experience help him along, and I thought he did really well. But no, it's good to see this man back, and yeah, runs in the team is what you want.
Thiago, have you scored a prettier goal than that?
I think, yeah.
What?
I think, yeah. But
that's all right
at the end, at the end was I'm really glad and happy for the goal. In a moment for me, for myself, that it's also important because as Doc said, I just came back from an injury and just trying to raise even more the confidence. So, but as I said, the most important goal is important for the team, but how the team played, how we create our chances, how we defend. So we are happy with the young guys and also with the experienced guys.
Yeah, but you've been playing a long time. You've had some big moments in your career, but does it still give you joy, personal joy, when you hit the ball that sweet?
Sure, I think for each player, we have joy when we touch a ball, and we know that when we touch it, we did a nice pass or a nice shot, and fortunately it was goal.
Yeah. You taught him the word swaz. Does he know the...
Swaz? No, I don't know what it means.
I'll teach you another day.
Okay.
Spin,
but
kind of.
A spin, okay.
It's the way you hit the ball with a bit of swaz on it.
I think he's one of the best in our team hitting the ball, maybe the best hitting the ball with string, and we just have to learn every day from him.
Doesn't look as pretty as that all the time, though, unfortunately.
There's some good competition for ball strikers in this team. So, listen, job done obviously here, back to winning ways, and now a little trip to Milan to finish the job. They've won tonight, so they've got plenty to play for.
Yeah, it's another game for us. It would be good to go through with all wins. That would be really, really impressive and good to take on into the competition. And it's a great place to go and play football. Every single one of us would, dreams of playing at the San Siro in Champions League nights away at Milan. So that's what we're here to do. Despite the position in the table, I feel like we're going to approach the game in the right way. If we make changes, it's a good opportunity for boys to get minutes in the legs and put on a good show.
For what it's worth, in my humble opinion, you both played great, but perhaps for the goal, Thiago gets player of the match.
Oh, thank you.
Well done, mate.
Thank you both.
Thank you, my bro.
Cheers,
Well
guys.
played.
Thank you.